Tästä lähtee Golf.tv, Suomen Golfliitto, ja olemme edessäni on Mike Davis, USGAn pääsihteeri. Welcome Finland, Mr. Mike Davis. It's your first time here in Finland, and the reason why you came to Finland is not surprising. You are going to Lapland.
I am. I have a long-time friend who was Antti, who was president of the Finnish Golf Union, but also president of the European Golf Association, and for the last few years has invited me to go up and play in the Santa Claus Classic. So this is something that, candidly, I've never played golf in the snow before, and very much looking forward to it. But it's delightful to be here in Finland, and looking forward to the next few days.
Sure. So USGA and ARET, you are working together to make golf even better and making rulings and so on. And now there are two big things going on, and the first one is launching those ideas for new rules starting 2019. What kind of feedback have you got about those ideas that you made?
Well, you're right. The RNA and the USGA, that together we write and interpret the rules of golf, as well as not only the playing rules, but the equipment rules, the rules for amateur status, but also getting involved with the rules for handicapping and course rating. So just a few weeks ago, on March 1st, we introduced a proposed new code of rules that will be modernized rules, rules that will be easier to understand, easier for the average golfer to apply. And what's unique about this is that these are wholesale changes. And for a period of 6 months, the whole way through the end of August this year, we're asking for feedback from golfers from around the world to say, here is the new proposed code. What do you think about them? What changes might you suggest to make them easier to understand, easier to apply? And so once we get that feedback, sometime in the middle of next year, so in 2018, we will actually finalize that set. We'll begin to educate the world on those rules. And then by January 1 of 2019, those new rules will go into effect. And the great thing about it is if we get this right, you're going to see millions more golfers from around the world actually understand the rules, know how to apply it. We're going to use a lot more technology with the rules, so you'll see videos used, you'll see more pictures and graphs, and we really believe that if the average golfer understands the rules better, they'll enjoy the game more, they'll play by the rules, and ultimately, if they enjoy themselves more, they'll play more golf.
So how about the handicaps? In this world we have all over several kind of ways to make those handicaps. What's the future? Could we get one single handicap all over the world?
Well, I mean, listen, if you think about the game of golf, first of all, it's a game of a lifetime. And relative to other sports, it's something you truly can do from when you're very small till you're about ready to leave this planet. The other thing that's great about the game of golf is it has a handicap system. So unlike any other sport, players of varying abilities, different abilities, can play a competition, can play a match on an equitable basis. One of the things that right now we see as we travel around the world is that all the handicap systems have not all of them, but there are differences. So, if you're a 10 handicap in Australia, for example, that doesn't necessarily mean the same thing or the same ability as a 10 handicap here in Finland or a 10 handicap in the United States. So a few years ago, the RNA and the USGA got together and decided, why don't we see if it's possible to have one system on how you rate a golf course, one system in terms of how you calculate handicaps. And the idea is this is a very global game. Let's try to have a global system. So we're partway there on that project. We're probably a few years away from actually launching a worldwide system, but we've made wonderful progress, and we're excited about the future.
So, talking about the future of golf ruling and handicaps are a very big part of that, but what kind of wishes do you have? Do you have any new rabbits in your hat to make golf more attractive and playable for all kind of people?
Well, listen, one of the things, in fact, I just came from St. Andrews, Scotland, where the USGA was having some meetings with the RNA. But both organizations continue to ask themselves, what can we do to help the game make sure that it's sustainable for the future and make sure golfers are having an enjoyable experience? So there's a lot of things we're talking about right now. It could be how quick, how fast the game's played. In this modern society we're in, some people would say, I simply don't have 3, 4, 5 hours to play golf. Is there something else, whether it's 9 holes or some other even shorter golfer experience? When they play golf, you want to make sure that it is enjoyable. So, talking about how a golf course is presented, how a golf course is set up. Nobody likes looking for golf balls. Nobody likes losing golf balls. People like to be able, even though golf is a very challenging game, they like to succeed. They like to have a good time. So we are continually, as organizations, asking ourselves, what more can we do? And some of that ends up being best practices and advice and tools and solutions we can give golf courses to make sure that they're not only presenting something that is enjoyable to golfers, but, a lot of these golf courses are small businesses, and they need to make sure that they can sustain themselves both economically and environmentally long term. So we are very excited about the future of the game of golf. We think it's going in a very good direction, but at the same time, we have to be mindful that, it's going to have to continue to innovate while still being respectful to the past.
So one final question concerning US Open. You have been the person who has been responsible for setting up the courses. What kind of course do you set up for this year when US Open will be played at Erin Hills?
Well, we're at a new golf course this year in Wisconsin in the United States, and over 120 years we've never played the US Open in the state of Wisconsin. The golf course is about 10 years old, so it's unlike an Oakmont where we played last year or a Shinnecock Hills where we'll play next year. That in both cases these courses are over 100 years old. So this one is on a beautiful piece of land, and what we try to do for U.S. Opens is go to some of the very best courses that the United States has to offer. And then put on, what we hope really is just this great test of golf, this ultimate test of golf, where it's testing every aspect of a player's ability. And these truly are the best players in the world playing in it. So we're excited about this year's championship, and hopefully if we present the golf course properly, that we'll get a great final round and some real excitement.
Okay, Thanks a lot, Mr. Mike Davis, and I wish you the best of luck for the setup that you will face in Lapland, in Rovaniemi, playing on ice.
Well, thank you. I've not done this before, so I've got my yellow golf balls ready, so it should be a lot of fun.
Okay, thank you.